Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Welcome back. Welcome, Swag. Welcome, Nombus. Hey, welcome to a new week. Today, again, I will compare some GT3 cars for the next GT Sprint Series race at Silverstone. And I think let's start right away with the first car. I have to bring up my lap time overlay. Here we go. Hope you had a nice Monday so far. Hi, CEO. Welcome back to a new week. Hope everybody has a nice afternoon. Now we're gonna start with the first car for the comparison for Silverstone, the upcoming race tomorrow in the GT Sprint Series. I haven't raced Silverstone a lot, but I think I'm still know the track. I'll be using the VRS track conditions again. So in case you're wondering, using the VRS conditions, which are 21 degrees temperature, humidity is 64%, and track state is always 50%, and it's mostly cloudy. One more day of work, then vacation. Oh, that's great to hear, see you. Are you going somewhere specific for holidays, or is it just an iracing holiday? I will be next weekend on vacation, so maybe on the next Monday there's no stream. I will be cycling in my hometown. You're going a week to Albania. Have a great holiday. I hope the weather will stay fine. I'm using again the Silverstone race setups from Apex Setups, and let me check what the VRS setup times are. 1 minute 58.1. Ooh, let's see how far off I am. But let's try out a few laps first. McLaren first car. Finally a dry race again. Although I enjoyed last week very much. It was part because I was so competitive in the Ferrari. It was great fun to race at Road America. And I think also the races were exciting to watch. Maybe I'm also preparing a supercut of one race, one wet race where it dried up in the end for YouTube, but Still have to find some time to cut it. Other than this, I've tried some race room on the weekend, and I guess I will be making some content there, because the old DTM classes in race room, the 1995 and 1992 DTM classes, are great fun to drive. And race room has also this special tracks of the old DTM, like the Abos and the Salzburgring, and also these were great to try out. So I guess I will. I think I will do like some offline championship or single player championship, either in race room or Automobilista 2. I've tried some stuff out over the weekend, so maybe I will do some historic Formula 1 season in Automobilista 2 or a historic DTM season in race room, which I'm also streaming then, but I'm not quite sure what yet. Because I'm also quite enjoying the old Formula 1 cars in Automobilista 2. They're fun to drive and have a great sound, of course. Even though Automobilista 2 has a lot of historic tracks, there are not all of them in the game from the real calendar. So I have to find a few substitutes for full season. And in race room, yeah, 90s DTM season would be most likely also fun. What I also have tried out is Group C in Automobilista 2 and Group C in race room. Both sims has Group C cars, and I have to say they are fun to drive in both. Now let's try to focus up to get some timed laps here at Silverstone with the first car. So far the McLaren is feeling pretty safe. I've turned up the traction control but quite a bit from the base setting. In the setup it's set at 3 and I have turned it up to 6. So the McLaren is always feeling quite torquey. Ah, you downloaded Race Room? Not much time to dig in it, yeah. That's always the thing. You always also like the setup for field of view and for feedback stuff. Always takes up 2 hours and then until you're ready to go, so. But I think Race Room is a great sim. And also the setup process wasn't that difficult for me. I used I think it has the same for field of view measurements than iracing, so I dialed in also the same field of view I have here. Ah, you did just 2 races in the last week. But you were using the GT4, right, CEO? okay. Tires are getting warm now, so I should be a Rain Master 2 times. So you're also a Rain aficionado. I just became one last week at Road America. Was great fun to race in the rain there. Ah, okay, so you
new fast flat for you.
Left out the GT4 challenge. Yeah, that's okay. I would also like always rank fun before participation. Hi Insanity, welcome to the stream. Thank you for tuning in and thank you for the follow. Really appreciate that. You did drive like on Raw X. Yeah, I had the same feeling in Road America. But I really started to enjoy rain racing. But I guess it's also part because I was competitive in terms of lap times there. Maybe that's why I had so much fun racing there. Really have to get a feel for the McLaren first. Ah, okay. Then you're already in B license, that's great to hear. So your progression is going well, Theo. Great to hear that. You ordered a Fanatec CSLDD. Oh yes, Insanity. I think that's a great bundle to start out. I also started out with Fanatec gear. No, in reality I started out with Logitech gear, but I started out with the Logitech G29. But then I also stepped up to Fanatec a while ago and it was great. And I think the Fanatec CSLDD is a great base for the price. In terms of the folding cockpit, I've never tried one of those, so I cannot comment on that. I was a desk racer for 6 years until I invested in a proper rig last year. And I have to say the rig helped me quite a bit to get more consistent. But I guess that's also the same with the folding cockpit. It really helps a lot when you always have like the same posture and the same angles of your joints. Before that I always used my desk and a wheel stand. The wheel stand wasn't that bad. The only thing was like I had always to lock my office desk or the wheels of the office desk to roll backwards when I was braking. I always had like to cramp in a carpet underneath so the chair wouldn't move anymore. Yeah, I also think it's a folding rig is already better than racing on desk or wheel stand. So I guess you made the right solution there. You use a 27-inch OLED monitor. Yeah, I think that's fine to start out. What really is a plus though when you're using a monitor that is wider than the normal 16:9 ratio. I started out with a 21:9 monitor, which was already a little bit better than a 16:9 image, and now I'm using a 49-inch ultra wide Samsung Odyssey G9, and here I really have to say I see the full windscreen of the car, and also the left mirror on the side. I mean, you don't see it in the stream, but here, because I cut out only a full HD image, and this helped me greatly, like especially in right-hand corners, to see into the corner, because this is otherwise always a problem when you have like a 16:9 monitor. But I raced with my old monitor also like for 6 years and it was fine. Yeah, the monitor I'm using now is like the 32:9 aspect ratio Samsung Odyssey G9 OLED. It's not the super curved one, it's has a rather subtle curve. But I think it's great and the colors are great. And for me it was really, I think, the best choice. I don't have the space for triples, and I also don't have the computer for triples. So this is at the moment my ideal setup. I've tried out a few monitors before that, and I have to say, yeah, the quality control of Samsung is not the best. I've tried out 2 of these OLEDs. One I had to set back, and 2 of the normal Odyssey G9s, which both had issues, like dead pixels and stuff. And I also tried out LG 49-inch, which was great. It's an IPS panel, so in the end the better colors made me go with the Samsung OLED. Yeah, but I have to say, although people are bashing Fanatec for like what happened 1 or 2 years ago, I never had any problems with my Fanatec stuff. I had to contact the customer support once, and they have helped me immediately. There was like a crack in my LED. How's it called? Crack in my LED shielding of my steering wheel, and they in 3 days after I called, they sent me a new one to replace it, and that was that. So I really never had a bad experience with Fanatec. And I think also now they're owned by Corsair. I think everything should be like rather fine with customer support and stuff. And messed up the corner. And one thing I have to say, Fanatec has usually great force feedback across a lot of sim racing titles. That's also a big plus. I never tried out a sim racing title where the force feedback was totally off. That's really... yeah, I mean, in most of the time overlooked, because with other wheelbases like VRS or here with the Simicube I use now, you really have to... and at some sims you have to dial in quite different settings, otherwise the force feedback feels like very awful. And that was most of the time not a problem at all with the Fanatec stuff. Okay, now I've done some laps. I should be acquainted again to the Silverstone circuit. Let's try to get competitive lap time. McLaren feels pretty safe so far to drive. Let's see if I can get sub 2 minute lap time, that would be nice. My best lap was at 2 minute 0.4. Also through these fast corners, McLaren feels very stable. There we go. I mean, I still will get faster at the track as I progress through the cars. That's why I'm always like retesting the first 1 or 2 cars after I'm through with them all.
That was your fastest lap of the session.
2 minutes 0.125. There is a little bit more in it. The first few corners here. Low ones are especially difficult for me. Ooh. Here the car got a bit slidey. Low grip on the exit. There we go. Oh, losing on the exit. Could have shifted down to 3rd gear here. Ay. There we go. Maybe that's it.
That was your fastest lap of the
1 minute 59.997. I give it one more lap, then we switch to the next car. This corner here is especially difficult for me. So hard to get the angle right to the apex. Oh, here the car wanted to oversteer a bit. Maybe a short shift here on the exit is in order. I messed up the corner anyway.
You have about 5 laps of fuel left.
Oh, there will be hard battles through these fast sweepers here. Also with a third gear now. I went a bit too fast. But third gear is definitely better. Even though I was a bit too fast into the last corner here before the back straight. There we go. Do not get onto the sausage curb.
New fastest lap for you.
Yeah, I think I can still go a little bit faster, but now it's time to switch cars. Let's log in a 159.877. This time I also add Pete Silverstone opinion. You never enjoy this track even of F1 races. Yeah, I had the same problem back then. But I raced it with the GTE cars quite a bit back then. And then it really grown me. It's really not that bad of a track. It's rather wide most of the time. That's good for overtaking. And yeah, I mean, there are better tracks, but definitely there are worse tracks than Silverstone. So I'm kind of happy. I enjoy it much more than Manicure, for instance. Okay, next car is already the Porsche. Here we go. So of course my feeling my feelings I wrote down here are always subjective because I'm using Apex and VRS setups here. Okay, weather conditions are still the same. Here we go. Ah, you love leading on, for example. I think I haven't raced there. Okay, let's give the Porsche a go. Oh, they also provided a safe setup. What is the difference there? I don't see it. There we go. Let's turn the music off for now. And let's give the Porsche a go. Okay, it has crazy pit roads. I have to check if the throttle map is the right one. Silverstone. Here we go. Okay, let's see what the Porsche can do here. McLaren wasn't really not that bad, felt pretty neutral most of the time. But it could be a bit oversteery when you overdo it on the brakes. But when you're braking rather gently, you should have no problem in the McLaren. Ah, you're doing Proto GT at Nordschleife. So you're making use of the HPD prototype car, I guess. Ah, how was your Portimao 1000 race swap? Okay, Porsche here feels quite rotation happy as I stepped on the brakes. Definitely a bit more roll than the McLaren. At least it feels like it. There we go. But I have to say, every track I tested the Porsche since I own it, it's fun on every track, even though I wasn't the fastest. I did not even finish the race. Sorry, I cannot reel the... Okay. There is some lift of oversteer. Maybe that was because the tires aren't warm yet. Now they should warm up. Now I have time. Was complete chaos. Okay, crazy. Okay, the rear tires are at 68 and 65 degrees. So still not totally warm. But I will try again if the lift of oversteer will catch me again. Indy 600 now. What is the Indy 600? I only know the Indy 500. There we go. Yeah, the Porsche is fun to drive. There we go. Ah, 6 hours. Okay. Ooh, yeah, definitely. Porsche has more lean in the corners. But I still have some time to adapt here. 1 minute 59.8. Let's see. I definitely would love to race the Porsche once. But there still was no track where it was like super easy to drive for me and fast. So I always try to find like stable, safe and fast car for me to race during the week. And a lot of weeks I also like switch cars to make it a bit more exciting. And I saw this coming week there is also NASCAR at Daytona. The Cup cars are racing at Daytona. So maybe that would also be something that you're interested in. Haven't done some oval racing in a while, but I for sure would give it a try. And this week again I have to do Formula 4 again. Hope I don't miss it. Haven't looked where Formula 4 fixed is this week, but last week I skipped out of the Formula 4 races. Had too much fun at Road America. Okay, now the tires are getting warm. Big plus on the Porsche. I mean, also like the McLaren does it, but in the Porsche especially you really feel the car move under braking. And you get like a great feedback what the car is going to do if you're braking more or less. That's always the thing. Okay, rear tires are now overheated, I guess. I guess I go out one more time and turn up the traction control a bit, as I did with the McLaren. See if it helps. I guess the Ford Mustang is a good car here. Feels like a track for the Mustang, but we will find out. See if traction control setting 6 is still giving me such troubles as the standard setting. Right now it feels already pretty safe. Also here I'm sliding, but I'm sliding with both the front and the rear tires, so still felt stable. Okay, I think the traction control setting definitely helped. There we go. And I also want to try out the IndyCar. Maybe I'm doing some IndyCar racing next season. The participation in the fixed races isn't that bad. So maybe I'm trying out some IndyCar racing. The season is already like almost done again. Time moved so fast. Already week 10 coming up. I'm excited to see what the iracing devs bring to the sim in the next season. What they will add or what they will change. Yeah, Swag, I definitely feel you there. Not easy to decide right now. But in terms of the Porsche Cup car and the Porsche GT3, I don't know. It's just an Evo version coming out. It's the 992.2. So I don't know if also iracing like will charge again the full price for like they do for a whole different car. As far as I understood it, the GT3 race teams can also upgrade their 992 Porsches with the Evolution kit. But I guess, yeah, we don't know for sure, because also like the Audi Evo 2 was full price again. Guess we'll have to find out. The new Porsche Cup car will have traction control and ABS. Really? Yeah, they said they make the Porsche GT3 car more drivable. I heard that. And like basically a bit easier to handle. It's always good to hear. I hope the car don't get too boring to drive. Ooh, that was an off track. Really? The Porsche Cup is getting traction control and ABS? That's quite a bummer, to be honest. That's what Porsche Cup made exciting and like a great series to learn racecraft. Okay, but yeah, that's interesting to hear. But I guess also like the older cars now, when you buy them now, depends, because you never know when the new ones are coming out, but you normally always get the refund as well. I mean, that's nice of iracing, like to at least get a refund when you bought the car recently. but I think I never profited from the refund. Ah, no, I did once. I got the old Porsche Cup car refunded because the new one came out. Not 90 days. I think it was like, was it 6 months? Full price and then a year half price or something? I'm not entirely sure. Don't wanna like spread false information there. But back then, like the time frame was pretty generous, I guess. Thank you for subscribing, us SRC. Thank you, mate. Really appreciate that. Okay, with the increased traction control setting, Porsche also feels pretty safe to drive. Was already a bit worried because of the lift of oversteer. Here the car has great traction, even can go full throttle here. And let's try to bang out a good lap time. But of course it's not as stable as the McLaren so far. So there's still a bit of a difference. But if I can handle a car, most of you will. Most of the time I'm rather harsh with my driving. So I'm braking earlier with the 911. Ooh! It was already sliding again. Oh no, that's not a good sign when I always have to be worried. If I'm braking earlier, I don't think so. I try to use the same brake markers. But sometimes it is a bit different because like the front of the car is different in the GT3 cars. For instance, the Ford Mustang has a much longer nose, so try earlier. Let's see, 2 minutes 1. I don't know if I'm braking too late somewhere. It was just a fast right-hander where I'm struggling a bit with grip. Also, one thing I learned just recently is like just coasting a little bit isn't that bad. I know normally you don't coast in sports cars, but with the Ferrari it really helped my consistency. Okay, staying in 6th gear, definitely a bit safer. I think I'll lose some time out of the corner. If you could coast the whole race, you would. No, I mean just like a little bit, like 5 meters before that. just a nice roll-off from the throttle. It really helped me to gain consistency at Road America, for instance. Ooh, let's see.
New fastest lap
I'm
for
still
you.
quite off. I'll turn down the traction control. Oh. But I think this Porsche setup is not the one for me from Apex Racing this week. All good. I hope you have a longer race than just one lap. Also the exit here, but I'm still quite a bit off. It's a bit faster with 5th gear here, but I'm still quite off in terms of lap time. Interesting. Here it would be nice like to try a different setup from a different setup shop to see what would help me there. Get faster in the Porsche. There we go.
Just set your fastest lap of the
I'll
session.
give it one more lap. Definitely feeling a bit sketchy in the faster corners. Would prefer a bit more downforce with this car. But I don't think I can conquer the lap times of the McLaren. I'm already 1700s off again. Nope. Okay, let's log in the 2:00.577. And I also write down that the car feels a bit sketchy. Get some music going again. And 577 and feel. Sketchy in fast corners. I think I also can ride it beneath. Okay. Safe. How does it look? Yeah, very good. Next up we have the Corvette. Let's see. Let's switch to the Corvette. Corvette always a car I enjoy to drive this season, but I raced it just once in Daytona, and there it couldn't compete with the armada of Acuras there. There we go, settings are still the same. Let's jump in. Quite a bit off, like more than half a second compared to the McLaren. That's interesting. Let's see what the Corvette has up its sleeve. I'll have to wait until the setups are loading in. There we are. Race setup, let's go. Would be nice if the Corvette would be like a car to use here. Always enjoy to drive it. Since the new tire model. There we go. Yeah, besides Race Room, I also dabbled a bit in Automobilista 2. And I tried some of the old Formula 1 cars there. And I have to say, they also were quite fun. I of course had to try out the old Austria Formula 1 Grand Prix racetrack. Ooh. Okay, we are losing traction on the rear immediately with cold tires. So I have to... It will be the Merc in the end. Let's see. I mean, last week it was the Ferrari for me, so I'm still not convinced that the Merc is the best car at every track. But I think I would have also been fast in the Merc. The Mercedes was overall the second fastest car for me, right? So you're sure about it? Yeah, we will see. I hope that the new Mercedes GT3 car they are bringing out is also like this nice to drive, and I hope they will reveal it soon. Also pretty interested. I had a look at the new Lambo GT3 car on the weekend again, and I forgot the name again. Something with Temarino, so Lamborghini Tamarillo or Tamarino. Something with T. I got the most experience in the Merc, so you can handle it the best. I wouldn't say that. Which car? But yeah, interesting question. Which car I have the most laps in? Because 2 seasons ago, or season 1, this year I raced a lot with the Acura, but also the Mercedes. Before that, I only had the BMW, the Ferrari. Oh my god. Oh, is the bumper flying again? Okay, let's try the VRS set here. Oh, broke the rear axle. Here we go again. Yeah, a lot of the cars seem... I mean, not a lot, but a bit sad that the Porsche feels so scary already. If the Corvette is also scary, yeah, maybe you're right. I'm ending up with the Merc again. Ah, okay. You were in a car body shop. They had some parts from Audi R8, GT3 or 4 there. The hood alone was 8k. Whoa. Is it carbon fiber? Yes. Everything carbon fiber. Yeah, racing is expensive. Yeah, so in comparison, iracing is pretty cheap. Oh yeah, this setup feels already way safer. Now I'm using the VRS set. Or that it was the Apex setup. Oh hi, Maxima Power. Welcome back. Thank you for tuning in again. They had the hood, the fender and the doors all there. So you know where you will get some spare parts in the future if you try to buy a GT3 racing car. See you. Ah, you just bought Silverstone. I own it already for quite a few years in the sim. I haven't raced there much, but I've done some races here and there. I can remember Porsche Cup and GTE racing here. And I think I also did a race with the old LMP1s here once. Oh, I love Porsche. Welcome to you as well to the stream. Hope you had a nice Monday. Yeah, I think Silverstone is not a bad track at all. There are tracks that I like more, but there are definitely tracks that I like way less than Silverstone. The only thing that's sometimes problematic are here these fast corners, when your setup is a bit sketchy with the GT3 cars, as I had with the Porsche before. You're really starting to fear the corners a bit. But other than that, I enjoy it. It's fine to race. I like it much more than Manicure. You gained 1k air rating at Road America. Oh, that's great. Yeah, I also hope I can continue at Silverstone. I had some great races at Road America. But also a few crashes. Yeah, but rain racing. That's how it is. But I'm close to 4k again, so I hope. Yeah, I also had the problem. Like, the first corner already is prone for an off-track. And here, this corner, this is the corner I dislike the most about the track. Oh, but I have to say, the VRS setup feels quite a bit safer. Maybe I also retry the Porsche later. Ah, you were just doing fixed. Yeah, I have to say, I really started to enjoy the rain. Rain races was really something different for me, where you can like or have to totally rely on your feel and not like on training so much was quite nice. But yeah, in the last 3 races I did, there wasn't any rain anymore, so but was a nice learning for me. Yeah, here also this corner was, you saw, is always prone for off tracks. Oh, the rear went sliding a bit. Is that okay? Ah, okay. In the GT4 is like, did it felt a bit that the track is a bit too long for the GT4, or was it fine to race here? Because that's, thank you for the follow.
You got the cord. You've got to slow down and give up that time.
Dohily Gold, really appreciate that. Thank you, mate, for the follow. Some tracks, oh, I have to get rid of my slowdown. Some tracks really feel like too wide and too long at times for certain cars. But I guess F4 can race pretty much anywhere. I also had a blast racing GT4 at Bathurst. And Bathurst is also a bit of a longer track, but not too wide. But for instance, like COTA, Circuit of the Americas, I really don't enjoy the track with like... First off, I don't own the track in iracing, but I've tried it out in other sims. And I really don't enjoy the track that much with slower cars. It's just too wide and too big for like even a GT4 car, I would say. You get plenty of space to avoid crashes. Yeah, that's a plus point, of course. You're totally right there, CEO. I mean, that's something that you don't have in like Bathurst or something. Maybe I have to retest the Porsche with the VRS set. Because now the Corvette here feels pretty safe. Yeah, that's true. And the lower splits, you have to avoid a bit more mistakes from drivers. But also in the higher splits, as you have seen like countless of times, you have to avoid like the egos of the drivers most of the times. Because when a 5k iRating driver wants through, you have to better let him by, otherwise he will hunt you out of the way. Okay, not that bad. I'm still not sure if I can do a sub 2 minutes with this car. But we still also have quite a lot of fuel. So maybe the Corvette isn't a bad car for Silverstone. Be nice to race this car again. It was also like super nice to race it at Daytona. The only thing, it was like so much slower than the Acuras on the straightaways. Even when I was right behind somebody on a straightaway, I had no chance in catching them or even overtaking them. Lost a bit of time here, but still, I think I can do it. Come on, give me that sub 2 minutes. That time.
New fastest lap of the year.
159.9. There we go. Oh. Ah, yeah, Solder. Solder is really my shame track. The one track I regret buying. But back then, when I bought it, it was like... I think it was way back in 2019. And back then I mean, I knew that... I knew Solder from other sims. But of course not that good to race it properly in iracing, so... And I've never really... It's also not that often in the schedule, to be honest. So there's not often a chance to race Solder. That's also a bit sad. But at least recently I bought the second, or I think 1 or 2 seasons ago I bought the second racetrack from the Netherlands, Zandvoort, because I was there. You bought Portland? I never use it. Was Portland a bought track, really? Because I also have Portland, I thought it was free, but I could be totally wrong there. When it came out, I raced there in the GT4. Was quite fun. Yeah, that's also a big thing, see what you're talking of. There is like consistency. I'm also like, I mean, you know my qualifying performance normally. My strength is also like consistency. When I can focus up like for whole 40 minutes or so, I'm definitely better over a whole stint than over one lap. But for a lot of races it's quite different, yes, they are quite fast on 1 or 2 laps, but then they really start to fall off. Now it really seems that I cannot get back to the 159. But this setup feels at least very stable, that's great. But Portland is as well like a track they race in, I think in IndyCar, in the normal schedule, so maybe that wasn't a bad buy at all for me. If I want to dabble a bit in IndyCar racing next season. We will see what iracing will bring. Maybe something entirely different. Maybe I also will do some Daytona races this week in the NASCAR Cup car. Haven't done that in quite a bit. Okay, the Corvette feels a bit understeery. I guess that's also why the Apex setup is so different to this one. But the VRS setup here feels really stable and easy to drive. Ah, okay. Did some races in the old NASCARs. 87s. Yeah, still have no conclusion how I feel about the 87s NASCARs. I mean, I think the era is great, and also the cars look great, and really get those flashbacks like of Dale Earnhardt, and but yeah, I have the problem like these cars drive like boats for me, and I'm such a bad overdriver. Oh, overdid it there a bit. I'm such a bad overdriver that I cannot keep them in a good and clean line. But I always see this a lot of times in my splits in oval as well, that like people are like swerving around quite a bit in these cars. They're not that easy to keep like straight through the corner. I guess also because maybe because the suspension is like super soft in these cars. But to be honest, I have to give them one more try. Maybe next downtime. Okay, let's give the Corvette one more try around Silverstone here. See if I can improve my lap time. Otherwise we jump to the next car. This corner is so crucial, and I messed it up already. The rears are a bit warm already. I guess that's why. Let me try out the apex setup once more, just to be sure. Silverstone race setup, here we go. Let's try the apex setup once more. If I'm not faster, that's also fine. We have our second fastest car so far in the Corvette. So that's also not that bad. I also quite enjoyed short track racing in ovals a few seasons ago. Okay, no, that's not my thing. Don't want to lose rear traction in turning in. How hard was it for you to go from 3 to 4K? I mean, I'm still not totally at 4K, but I was 2 seasons ago. Yeah, it depends. To be honest, maximum power, like iRating is like, it's really, it depends on what class you're racing, because in some classes you can like get to 4K way easier than for GT3 racing, for instance. GT Sprint is by far the most competitive racing series I've raced so far in iracing. I think I did GT4 when I went up to 4K iRating. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's I don't focus too much on iRating. It's just I always try to prefer the fun in driving more than like, oh, I hope I don't lose iRating. Because then it's so fast paced that you like lose the fun in racing. Feel like VRS is safe. Apex setup is sketchy. Oh no, 50 minutes of repair. Oh no. Okay, what's the next car on the roster? HVD is like a made from eggshell. Okay, next up we have the Merc already. Let's see. And also, Maxima, what comes to mind right now is like I really enjoyed the races from like 2.5k to or 2.4k to 3.2k. I had a lot of fun racing there because everybody watched out for each other, and um, let's keep it like this: the egos of the drivers aren't that big uh, when you're like in this 2.4k to 3.2k range. If you go higher up, the egos of the drivers like grow exponentially, and then also racing gets a bit quite tougher. Nose walk, that's not right. I raced this season already the Merc, the Corvette, the Ferrari. What else? I also did a race in the Porsche at Manicourt. So I think I have a good variety. But the CEO was already predicting that I'm the fastest with the Merc again. Yeah, totally. That's a great example, Maxima Power. Like, they always like somehow expect that you let them by. But yeah, why should you? And then they like start to drive way too dangerously because they think, oh, this driver in front of me only has like 3k rating. That's way lower than mine. Oh, traction control setting. But yeah, that is definitely not getting better in the higher splits. I have the same thing like with, yeah, pretty much everyone. And even when you leave open just the tiniest gap, they will go for it, even though it's like totally unnecessary for them to overtake you in this late of the race. But yeah, that's how it is. Most of the time it's just better to hang back and relax behind them. They will, most of the time, these aggressive first lap drivers, they will lose the car in the second lap and then they're out. Yeah, I also think that the weaving is like, yeah, just unnecessary, especially in Spa. I saw that a lot. Hi you, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in again. Oh, thanks, that's great to hear. That you're enjoying my comparisons. I try also like to evolve a bit, and this time I also add my biggest positives or negatives to the lap time as well. So in the column feel, I write down what I feel. Sounds cringe. It maybe is, but... Okay, Merc feels as always torquey, but great front end feel again. Ford week? Yeah, totally. A lot of people use the Ford at Road America. But I have to say, I always could keep up with them in the Ferrari, so... maybe it was the setup. But also the Ferraris always got a bit more each day at Road America, so... people found out that the Ferrari isn't that bad. One thing that would be nice would be tire warmers. So I don't have to like do all these laps with all these cars to get the tires warm. Yeah, if you're enjoying the Mustang, that's great. I also quite enjoy the Mustang. That's like a more edgier version of the Mercedes to me. The Merc feels oftentimes a bit safer or a bit more understeery than the Mustang, and the Mustang is just like a little bit wilder. You missed the McLaren. Yeah, so far the McLaren is the fastest car for me here, even though it was the first one. Normally I'm not really fast with the first car that I'm testing, because I always like also get faster at the track as I go along with the different cars. I hope I don't get on those sausage curbs in the race. Okay, tires are still not warm. Oh, but I already have a feeling that this is a track that kills the front tires of the Merc again. Let's see. Yeah, totally. Yeah, as you said it now, you're driving the cars with the maximum difference in visibility out of the windscreen. In the Mustang you only have like this small slit where you can peek through, and in the McLaren you see pretty much anything. You even see like what the fans on the grandstands have on their hot dog in the McLaren. Minute 2. Okay. Okay, next lap I should be already competitive. Tires are pretty warm now. 84 degrees on the lefts, that's fine. Still missing grip. Let's try to get a good lap time here. Understeer, oversteer, okay. That's still okay. Just have to go. Have to find another half of a second. There we go. Ah, this car got traction when the tires are warm. Yeah, but the front tire grip, we will see about that. Oh yeah. I braked a bit too early there. Come on. There we go.
New fast lap for you.
2:01. Oh, that was an off track, of course. And way too late here again. But the car feels, as always, very stable, very grippy, bit understeery. And sometimes a bit oversteery when you like fling it a bit too much, as I was doing here. Other than that, out of the corners the Merc feels great, even though I'm driving a rather conservative traction control setting. There we go. Also the fast sweepers feel very stable in this car. But I still need to find some lap time. Still a second that I'm missing here. There we go.
Just
2 minutes, point 2. This first corner is tricky to don't get off track here. Yeah, I changed the traction control, brake bias. I mean, the traction control, I always set it like that I'm safe when the tires are cold, and then I usually put it back down a few clicks when the tires are warm. But I always try to keep it on a rather safe setting, traction control, because I'm not the best with throttle control, and I don't want like lose the car by just spinning on the exit of a corner. Brake bias, yes, I adjust during the race. Brake bias, I'm always adjusting, like, okay, how much rotation do I get when I'm braking? And then, depending on the car, I'll turn it further back or further to the front if I want more rotation towards the end or less. Global Endurance this week at Virginia. No, I'm not here this weekend. That's why I'm only streaming until Thursday. Then I will be off cycling in my hometown. So no iracing, also maybe not next Monday. And I guess I will be back next Tuesday. There we go. Bit of coasting always helps. I try to implement that in my driving style recently. To have just a smoother transition from throttle to braking. There we go. No, I didn't do a bike test for my hometown run. But that's a nice one to walk. I do mountain biking. So, but I enjoy uphill pedaling more than that. No, I enjoy both. Like in my hometown there are a lot of like forests and woods, and just go up some trail and then I will blast down. I also think I would enjoy road cycling. Also where I'm living now, it's a much better there are much better bicycle roads than in my hometown. So I'm thinking about that, but also these road cycles are super expensive. Ah, you sometimes watch Tour de France? So the names of Tadej Pogačar mean also something to you. Interesting. A friend of mine is pretty into cycling, and he also plays this cycling manager on Steam. I watch him sometimes. Do you downshift fast to get more rotation in your mountain bike? No, see you in like where I'm living now. It's pretty flat near the Danube, so it's perfectly suited for like some road biking. And I always like see people going by when I'm going for errands or for some groceries in their like 12,000 euro road bikes. And it looks fun. Maybe I'll have a look at like a cheap one, at like a used one. Maybe I will start it sometimes. But in my hometown there's nothing flat. And with a mountain bike you never have to worry to get down. You always like can just you it's for Netherlands High Alpine. And when we were on vacation in the Netherlands, we also used the bicycles quite a lot. And I have to say, the bicycle roads in the Netherlands also felt great. And you can like, the bicycle roads in the Netherlands, they connect complete cities. That actually was pretty great. We biked the whole distance between Zandvoort and Amsterdam. And not once you had to go on the normal open road for cars. You always were on the separate biking road. was great. No, I already like made up my mind. I don't wanna buy an e-bike. I'm not against it. I think it's great for like people who otherwise wouldn't go biking at all. And for people who use the bike to get like to farther places or to work, which is a bit farther away, then like an e-bike is great because you can make so much more distance, and you're not sweating when you're arriving at work. But for me, I'm just cycling for fun and sport, and that's why. And for fitness, I don't need an e-bike for that. I just quit earlier because I'm more exhausted earlier, so. Okay, but now back to the lap times. I will give it a proper go. I'll try to focus up. But it's always so. I enjoy the chatting with you guys so much. Really makes me forget about to drive. Hope you don't mind. Oh, hi Monster! Thank you for tuning in again. I hope you had a nice Monday so far. I'm right now testing cars again for the upcoming GT Sprint week, and talking a bit why I don't own an e-bike. Well, my Monday was also fine. I was quite productive in the morning and after lunch, and now I really enjoy to be back in the sim and test out some cars for Silverstone this week. I hope I'll be competitive. But this week I also try to stream a bit more in the evenings. But I will be only online until Thursday. On Friday I will be already traveling to my hometown to have a biking weekend and visit family. I always have to travel by train, so that's always a bit of a hassle, so yeah, I think I will get faster anyway.
You've got about 5 laps of fuel.
I also still have to watch like the track guide once more. But unacceptable that I'm not streaming so much this week. Oh, thank you for the resub,
Monster
Monster.
has taken just subscribe.
Big thanks to you, really appreciate that, mate. Thanks a lot for the resub. And yeah, so tomorrow I will try out to race at lunchtime and in the evening. So we will find out how this will go. And then I will be online in the evening on Wednesday and Thursday. Yeah, it really depends on the track maximum power. For me, at some tracks I'm still struggling, even I have done like over 100 laps. You wanna see me do Daytona in the oval? In the cup car or what? Maybe I will do it. So like just for in between. I can jump into in the cup car. I just have to switch out steering wheels to my round wheel, then it's fine. But I think, see, I have to disappoint you. I cannot get past in the Merc. But it's definitely my fault, not the cars. Yeah, oval is like always crazy with the wrecks. Especially in my elo, my oval iRating is like 1.6k, I think. Really not high. But the good thing is, the front tires of the Mercs are still holding up. Yeah, let's see. I will give it a few more laps. Not that you say in the end that I lose focus or something, because of the whole chit-chat. But the Merc feels good as always. That's okay. 2 minutes flat. Here we go. And I'm always missing this apex here. It's like my nemesis corner. What? When you're getting home from the bar, you jump into an oval race? That's also quite a strategy. There we go. Oh, this could be a good lap. No, off track. Although that was just me messing up. Oh man. Oh man. Maybe see you were right. I think this is going to be a fast lap. Maybe I can crack the lap time of the McLaren. Here we go.
That was your fastest lap of the session.
159.7. And of course the off track again. So is this my fastest lap so far? Told ya. Yeah, of course. I don't know why I doubted you, CEO. You knew it right from the start. You knew it. Okay, what's 159.719? Okay, and the feel. Safe. And a bit under steery. Feeling was safe and a bit under steery. Okay, next up. Only the Ferrari could beat it. Let's see. Let's give the Acura a go. I think it's next on the list. Yes. Always have to look at the settings. The conditions. Normally they stay the same. I'm just a little paranoid. Acura, then the BMW, then the Ferrari, and for the last car we have the Ford Mustang. You got money on the Mustang? I was already thinking about like to also look up the betting system that Matt Malone is using for his races. If I can make it work, I also want to start doing that. Silverstone and race setup. We go. Let's see how the Acura feels around here. Oh, the force feedback was... That's why it was so strong in the Merc. I haven't turned it back. Normally, I always can turn it back from the Merc. Because the car has a bit of a higher force feedback than some of the others. The CEO is going for the Ferrari or the Merc as a winner. I also have a feeling that the Ford Mustang is maybe a fast car around here. Ooh, yeah, the Acura as always. I don't know what is wrong with the car. Since the tire update, I'm struggling so much with it. Feels so... I can't even describe it. Understeering. Or there's no feel at all on the front axle for me in this car. Every week I try it, it's the same. The new tire model really destroyed this car for me. And I don't get it that so many people are like enjoying it. It's like the most difficult car to drive with the cold tires, in my opinion. I have no feeling of the front end. But let's find out if I'm any fast when the tires are warm. Yeah, it's still... Let's warm them tires a bit. Here we go. So weird. With the old tire model, I enjoyed the Acura so much. It was a great car to drive. But I keep repeating myself. Okay, here around the kink. Yeah, it feels understeery. So I think I can brake a bit harder here. In general, the car feels rather safe than like oversteery and sketchy. That's a good thing. Maybe when the tires are warm, I also have some feeling in the front end of the car. Yeah, now it's coming. Oh yeah. There we go. But we still have to wait for the verdict. Even when I'm feeling the Acura, it doesn't mean that I'm fast in it. Last week at Road America I was 1 second off with this car. And I don't know why. For every other car I was like at least a second faster. That was totally weird. Ooh. There we go. Come on, please show me a delta. Oh, still a bit understeery. Maybe I also have to shift down into 4th gear here. I'm not sure. There we go. Much better exit. Yeah, I have to say, with warm tires, the Acura is feeling actually pretty good. Just the thing with the cold tires with this car. I cannot get my head around. There we go. Hi Ghost Guns. Thank you for tuning in again. How is your Monday so far? 2:02. I'm getting faster, but I have to find 2 seconds. A much better exit here. Oh, you lost your feeling for racing. Oh yeah, I know that. Okay, yeah, that's sad to hear. That you fell out of love with sim racing. But I can assure you the feeling is coming back and you will have fun again. But sometimes it's okay to step away for a bit of time. Just make sure you don't step away too long. That was a bit my thing when I had my sim racing burnout back then, or one of them. I really or not, one was more like a burnout and one was just summertime, and I stopped sim racing for a whole summer. And then I feared a bit to come back and get into the competition again. It was really a strange feeling. back then I also like tried to be way more competitive. And now it's everything is
That was your
much
fastest lap of the session.
more chill for me. Oh, almost too late. Come on, Acura. 2 seconds off pace. Cannot get a clean lap. I mean, in terms to the compared to the setup builder, that doesn't mean nothing. I'm also usually 1 second off pace to the setup builder lap times. And when I know, okay, when I can get into this range, 1 second off to the setup time, then I know, okay, I can be somewhat competitive in the race. But it also depends. Sometimes like people are way faster than even the setup builder's time. And sometimes like also the other people are like 1 second slower than the setup builder, or not always, but it depends. But in iracing, those guns, I can assure you, focus on your driving line and you will get faster and safer. Driving a good racing line through corners in iracing gives you so much lap time. Much more, I think, than like braking late or something. That was like the one thing that made me go from 2k aerating to 3k aerating rather fast, is like understanding that racing line is more important than braking late. And I recently realized that I was still braking too late at Road America when I had a look at the track guide there, because the track guide with the Ferrari at Road America suggested like coasting a bit, and I'll try to implement that now in my driving style. And it showed me one more time that braking late isn't the answer. I mean, of course, when you can brake late consistently, it's not gonna hurt your lap time for sure. But for me personally, it helped me way more to like focus on learning a proper racing line on the specific tracks. Oh no, 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 no. Ooh. Okay, I can go into the mid-minute mark, but not much lower, I think. Car feels understeery, but not bad, pretty safe. Yeah, I'm still braking too late with this car. There we go.
New fastest lap for you.
I give it one more lap. I think I can increase a bit. Pace a bit, but not much. Finally. And here I missed the apex again. But wasn't too big of a time loss, so it's okay. Oh, I'm really struggling now with front end grip in this car. Oh no, I'm already slower again. I guess my 2 minutes 00.8 will be the lap to lock in for the Acura. If you wanna drive the Acura fast, I think you have to use the setups from Lasse. He drives this car like a rocket. Oh, bit of oversteer there. Okay, now I was overdriving it quite a bit, but most of the time it felt, or until this corner it felt pretty safe. Okay, 2 minutes 00.875. And the feel was safe. The understeer. Thank you, Monster, for making use of that spin emote. Okay, next car in line, the BMW. Of course. And let's see how the BMW feels for around Silverstone. And then the Ferrari and the Mustang are in line. Okay, let's give the BMW a spin. Have to wait a little bit until the setups have loaded. There we go. Maybe it's also going to be a BMW week. You're a bit low on wisdom points. Yeah, keep them, and maybe you can harvest some more. I will need them starting tomorrow when I'll do the races to get faster. And I'm not doing good in the races, I will be glad to hear some more words of wisdom. That gets me back in line and faster and on track. Okay, yeah, I still have to think about what to add for channel points. I don't want to add like complete bullshit. Everything should that's in the channel points section should be at least fun. Or not at least, should be fun. I I haven't had a serious thought of the use of channel points so far, so you still need to do your one Road America fixed race. Yeah, in the fixed race it's not raining. And on Mondays usually there are more gentleman drivers than on the weekend. Okay, so far BMW feels understeery with cold tires, but I definitely feel the front end. Other than that, car feels safe as always. I'm rooting for you, Monster. I hope you get a good result out of it. Even though it's fixed. Fixed setup race. Always a bit... No, I think I can't say that. You can't say that fixed setup races people are more aggressive or not. There we go. Yeah, if you were already competitive with the pace, then then everything should be fine. So far, I feel fast in the BMW. Let's see what the lap time says about that. You're doing the fixed for the participation points. Yeah, that's also a good thought. Maybe I should also do that in the future. The same track, but then I will be racing the same track the whole week. Oh, hi Pope. Thank you as well for tuning in again. You had a nice Monday so far as well. I'm back again testing GT3 cars for the upcoming races tomorrow. At Silverstone. One of the oldest, or maybe it is the oldest Formula 1 tracks. I think it's the oldest Formula 1 track, right? Even though the layout is quite different. I think you can see it in the overlay. Each car which has already a lap time underneath. I have tried it out already, so we are already in the last third of the cars. Now I'm trying out the BMW, and then we have 2 more cars to go. And so far I think the Mercedes is the fastest car. But I'm also like to try to evolve a bit my testing sessions, so I'm also making a small description to each car of what I was feeling during driving. Ooh. But I cannot say anything against the BMW right now. It feels super safe to drive. There we go.
Just set your fastest lap of the session.
It depends. I have to do at least like 3 to warm the tires, because we have no tire blankets in iracing. So I do 3 laps with each car. Oh no. Missed the apex quite a bit there. Warm up the tires, and then I'll just do it just from gut feeling, I guess. If I feel there's more lap time in the car, I do more laps. But yeah, it would be totally And also interesting to also do like an average of 5 laps in the future. The tire warmers? Yeah, maybe. I hope they will add some in the future. Yeah, normally I just do so many laps until I know, okay, there's no more, not more any gain at some corner for me, and then that's it. That would be cruel to charge extra for tire warmers. Okay, now I'll try a focused lap. But the BMW so far is feeling pretty safe, stable. And to be honest, not so understeery as the Merc. Have to brake a bit earlier though. At least I got this apex right this time. And the good thing in Silverstone, there's always time to drink. So no dehydration problems here. This racetrack. Maybe I will invest in a Camelback in the future. But I've never seen a sim racer using it. Sub goal. Ah, no. Okay, I need to brake a bit earlier than with some of the other cars, but then I think I have a decent pace with the BMW. See, I hope I can shave off half a second. Again, a bit too late on the brakes here. Okay, but the delta is still fine. Also, the car doesn't feel too boring. That's quite nice. Normally the BMW has a tendency for me that it's a rather boring car to drive. So even though it's fast on most tracks, I don't choose it often because it's like not fun at all. But here it's cool. Hi John Wilson. Thank you as well for tuning in. Yeah, it also feels fast. I think this time I will finally get a good lap time. Then we will also see how it compares to the other cars. But the BMW definitely feels not slow. The only thing that's holding this car back right now is the driver. There we go.
Just
Oh,
taking your fastest lap of the session.
159.8. I think I can go a little bit faster even. Give it one more lap. Oh, this corner. I messed it up. I have to give it one more go then. Hi, Lizard. Would you by chance be interested in PFP? I don't know what that means, Lizard. I hope not. It doesn't mean something nasty. Here we go. BMW feels great on the exits here. Maybe it's a week for the BMW for me. Okay. I'll give the BMW one more focused lap. Just to be sure. But this car is definitely one of the faster ones. Also the grip here for the fast sweeping corners is great. Just keep messing up the slow ones. Here we go. Not too bad. 1/10 off. It's a bit wide here, but that's okay. Messed up the exit. Let's check. Traction control setting. I could turn that up a bit. Okay, then let's log in the 159.8. What was it again? 159.881. Let's write that down. And the feeling of the BMW was safe and fast. No, it was just safe. Was not understeery too much. Definitely not oversteery. Overall, pretty well balanced. Okay, next car on the list. The Ferrari. It was the fastest car the last week. Let's see. Hi, Rosa. Welcome back. Thank you for tuning in again as well. Have you done already some testing, Rosa, at Silverstone? Because right now I have a few cars that are pretty fast. Oh, thank you for the follow. EDC propaganda.
is now following.
Thanks for the follow, mate. Okay, let's give the Ferrari a go. And I also have to retest the Porsche with a safer setup. Ah, you had to help out for the goal. Thank you, EDC. And also thanks for turning in your channel points. Monster, I guess. I hope you had a nice Monday so far, EDC propaganda. Right now I have just 2 cars left to check out and to make a decision on which car I will race this week. And the Ferrari, I always can turn down the force feedback quite a bit. This car has so strong force feedback. Hi Rasik, thank you for tuning in. Oh, thank you for the kind words. Yeah, I thought, like, I started this whole comparison thing because, I mean, of course you can watch the setup builders like Apex or Garage 61 to do the VOP comparisons, but most of the time it doesn't help me a bit because I'm not a 6K, 7K driver and I cannot handle certain cars with certain setups they build. And for me, I also want to have fun racing a car. And that's why I started this thing. And it's also like a good training for me to get ready for a track of the week. You take the Monday EDC propaganda? Yeah, then it's okay. I mean, overall it's still a Monday, so if you have to take that in account. What are the best GT4 cars in my opinion? Feeling wise, I really enjoy the Merc GT4. The Mercedes GT4 car feels great to drive. It has quite a bit of body roll when you turn into a corner, but that's a positive thing really for me. I recently also tried out the Porsche Cayman. It's also... it has a bit more of a Porsche feeling. I know that's kind of a dumb thing to say, but but also the Cayman feels great to drive. I also tried out the BMW. BMW is also not bad. The one thing, the McLaren, I own the McLaren since when it came out. I don't enjoy the McLaren too much anymore. I don't know what it is exactly, but I much more enjoy the Mercedes. Overall, I enjoy the Mercedes GT4 the most out of the GT4 cars. But it's a tough decision. Also the Porsche and the BMW feel great. The Aston Martin has a weird gearing, what I'm hearing. I don't own the Aston Martin, but the gearing ratio is a bit weird for some tracks. Ah, okay, you have the Cayman. been considering another one. Yeah, for me, like, for the longest time I only had the McLaren, but I was never super happy with it, with the way the car feels. But I enjoyed the Mercedes so much right from the get-go. I did a whole GT4 season with it. Even though there were tracks where the BMW was like super OP, I still went for the Merc. And it's not too different to the GT3 Mercedes in terms of feeling. That's also like they're like, you definitely feel where this car has its roots. So I would say the Merc for me. But I also hope they will introduce the Ford Mustang GT4 at some point. That would be a great addition, I think. Because I also enjoy the Ford Mustang GT3 car quite a bit. But let's see, my opinions also can change when they're introducing a new tire model. Oh yeah, of course, Rustic. Totally, the Supra is also missing.
New fast flat for you.
But the Toyota Supra is missing in every sim right now, if I'm not mistaken. It's also not in LMU. Also not in ACC. Not in AMS2. Yeah, we will see. This season in iracing is already like almost over again. We're starting week 10 already again. This season really went by in an instant. So let's see what they will be adding. Also, a lot of new GT3 cars and evolutions of GT3 cars are due to be released in 2026 in real life, so I guess also iracing has to keep up with this schedule. I think the times are over, like it was for like 4 or 5 years ago, where like the old McLaren car in iracing was like not racing for at least 5 years anymore in real life, and it was still the only McLaren in iracing. I think with this big of a competition like Le Mans Ultimate and stuff, they have to like also release the newest cars. When they come out in real life, so. Ooh, I have to say the Ferrari again really feels great again. I think I have to turn up the traction control a bit, because my throttle foot is not the most sensitive. Other than that, the Ferrari feels great again. And we also have a lot of Evo versions coming out. And first up we have the BMW, which has already an Evo version, but not in iracing, I guess. But then there's an Evo version coming out for the Ferrari 296 GT3. Evo version of the Porsche 911 GT3. There's an Evo version planned for the Ford Mustang. So, let's see if all of them make it to iracing soon. And then we have the new GT3 cars. Like the new Lambo, which is coming out in the beginning of 2026. And there's also new Mercedes GT3 car planned to be released next year. Okay,
Fast lap
2
begins.
minute point 1. I'm missing this apex all the time. But I think I also can do a sub 2 minute lap time in the Ferrari. The car feels great here. Very stable, you can brake pretty hard and fling the cars into the corners and it stays rather stable. This off-track here, this will be the biggest off-track collector during the races. Silverstone is like a track where you can have a lot of off-tracks in one lap. What's my favorite circuit? My favorite circuit is Sebring. It was like, yeah, Sebring was the first road circuit I bought in iracing back then. And when I started out, I of course knew some tracks from other sims and like from the old Formula 1 games and from Granturismo. But Sebring was really something I had to learn from the ground up, and since then I really started to enjoy it so much. Like, yeah, Sebring is my favorite track. It's also great racing there. You have space to battle each other, and a lot of times it's quite low grip because it has this like concrete plates and stuff. I mean, of course, the greatest racetrack is the Nürburgring, but I'm still not sufficiently fast enough on the Nürburgring. And I also think the Nürburgring is so long, it's quite difficult to get like exciting racing there when you're like, when everybody has a bit of a different pace and it turns out that they're a 5 seconds faster lap in the end. And also one thing, I did a 12-hour race at Sebring once, just with one buddy of mine. So each one of us raced 6 hours. And we had a great fun. It was basically a whole day. The other one always spotted for the other one while the other one was driving. It was so much fun, and yeah. We still had a pretty low rating back then. Yeah, I also like, that's also a thing in iRacing. I haven't tried it in Le Mans Ultimate yet. There are also like driver swaps possible now. But in iRacing that's such a great thing, these endurance races. Okay, this time I'll try to not mess up this apex. That was actually pretty good. Finally got it. A 25 hour is... How do you want to do that swag? Here we go. Ooh. Okay. Turned in a bit too much.
They say you cut the course.
Rotated a bit.
And give up the time gained.
But I also like went a bit harshly on the brakes. Let's try to get rid of the slowdown and give it one more lap. I think I already saw, was it a video or a short, where someone like made use of the drink button of his sim racing wheel and like has attached a small pump where he gets the drink from a kettle bag. I think he made a small like program and he mapped one button of the steering wheel to this and then he got like the drink button. Oh, now I'm finally finding the apex there. There we go, finally a good lap. Hope I don't mess it up again. Oh, this feels good. Okay. And I hope you have a good race, Swag. Come on, another off track here. But my lap will count nevertheless. I don't think I've gained so much through the off tracks. Here I lost it anyway again. Oh no. But I think still a sub 2 minute lap time is possible for the Ferrari. A bit too wide. 159.9. A bit more is still possible. Give it one more try. Messed up the apex here. And messed up the apex here. This first corners. Yeah, I have to give it one more lap then. He had 14 incident points. Okay, that's quite a lot. And last week in my NMU races, there was one BMW who had taken out at least 6 cars. And I hope someone reported him for that. Okay, let's check the braking bias. I think I have to, yeah, turn it a bit more to the front. But overall, the Ferrari feels pretty safe to drive. You have to increase the traction control a bit, but then you're fine. If you are having trouble with the throttle application. Yeah, LMU, I think it will get better when you like progress to silver license, but I'm also still stuck at bronze license. And of course it has like a much easier entry than iracing. iracing has such a high barrier with these subscriptions. Okay, I'm already slower again, so I will lock in the 159.9 with the Ferrari, even though the car felt great to drive actually. Great fun. Not boring at all. Let me check again. 159.921. Increasing the traction control helps with throttle. Okay, I can't write too much there. Here we go. It's wild that iracing doesn't have regional pricing. In the US, so it's not that unaffordable. Yeah, it depends. Yeah, but also the Americans have to pay the tax, right? Everybody has to pay tax, even the gangsters. Okay, last car, we have the Ford Mustang. But I think like iracing hasn't increased their prices, at least in the last 6 years I'm in the service, so that's a great thing that I think is very positive, because everyone else increased their prices. Everything went more expensive, but iracing stayed the same. And I also think like they quite increased or expanded their value they are delivering. When the boom started, like after COVID or in COVID, during COVID, they saw, okay, like they can like improve in their releasing schedule with tracks and cars, but I also think like they know how to tune it down again when like now I think not so many people are driving anymore as it was during COVID, so I think they know what they're doing, and that's giving me somehow a safe feeling that I can like spend my money there or like pay for the subscription and don't shove it into the mouth of EA or some other big gaming studio that will be, or that it's run by EA and then it's closed off, like we saw again with Codemasters. Great UK racing sim studio, and now they made one WRC game and one Formula 1 game for EA, and they already cancelled the WRC game. And I think in not even 2 years, but I think next year The name Codemaster is like gone. Okay, I will fill up my glass real quick, and then I will do the Ford Mustang, and I'll give the Porsche another go with a safer setup. So I'll be right back.
Estes 0L0 is now following.
I'm back. Thank you for the follow, Mr. Solo. Really appreciate that. Thank you as well for the follow,
Is
Rustic.
now following.
So, should we check out the Mustang first, or should I give the Porsche a rerun real quick? I think I give the Porsche just a few laps now with a safer setup, just to try it out if it's easier to handle, and then we'll go for the Mustang. I hope the Mustang is fast. I really enjoy to drive this car. Okay. I'll just give the Porsche a free lap rerun or something, just to check out if the safe setup is really that much safer. Because with the normal race setup, I really had troubles in the fast corners to keep this car on track. The Porsche like felt so oversteery and had a lot of lift of oversteer. Silverstone, and let's try to race this setup. Here we go. With the Apex setup, the Porsche was almost not drivable for me. It was like too dangerous. In the slow corners it was great, but in the fast sweepers and like through maggots and baguettes, I had my problems with the Porsche. Let's see. But other than that, the Porsche always like feels fun to drive. I really hope that the new Evo version they are bringing out next year is... here you see? Way safer. Okay. Not bad. Okay, I think I can improve my time with this setup. I think it was... what was it? 2 minutes 0.5. Here we go. Oh yeah, this setup feels quite a bit better. There we go. I'm already on pace with my so far best lap, so it's not always that the Apex setup is always better than the VRS one. Yeah, I'm already feeling that I can improve the lap time. Right now the tires aren't warm yet, so still not competitive, but not that far off. Ooh, maybe it's going to be the Porsche. That's gonna be raced. Thank you for the follow. I go by TJ, so thank you TJ. Really appreciate that. Yeah. Porsche feels quite a bit safer with the VRS setup. Oh, this car is so much fun to drive. There we go. Ooh. Overbrake the bit. I think I'll turn the brake bias even more to the back. There we go. Okay, next lap is the deciding one. But in this one I already have the same pace as with the other setup, so that's a good sign. And already I can go faster. Okay, here we go. Off track. I would take the lap anyway. Here we go. Already more than 3/10 up. Okay, here I will coast a bit. Here we go. Oh my god, this setup feels so much better. Yeah, that's true, also the track. When you have the right tune in your radio, it always helps. There we go. I give it one more lap. Maybe one without an off track. It feels like I can brake a bit later with the Porsche than with some of the other cars. I'm still 1/10 off. But through these corners here, I can go a bit faster. Yeah. Still was a bit cautious there. Yeah, 2 minutes flat. But I improved my time with the Porsche quite a bit. So now it's time. Switch to the Mustang. And just in 4 laps, so maybe the Porsche is 159.942. I will update my notes. Was it 952? 942 even. So Apex setup is sketchy. DRS safe. Okay. Oh, this song. The Acura deserves another chance. How far was I off with the Acura? Yeah, again, a second. It's always the same with me with this car. I'm sorry to everyone who loves the Acura, but since the new tire update, I cannot drive this car anymore. I don't know what's wrong. That's so weird. Oh, this is the perfect track to go into the Mustang. Some CC top. So far we have the McLaren, the Merc, the BMW. These are so far the fastest cars. The Merc obviously in the lead, but I think I can do the same lap times in the McLaren and also in the BMW. Let's see what the Mustang is doing. Oh, not Road America. We are at Silverstone. Have to wait until the setups get downloaded. There we are. Favorite GT3 after the update? I bought the Merc last season, so pretty late compared to some of the other GT3 cars. And I really have to say I enjoy the Merc, but I own the Porsche since 3 races. The Porsche is a lot of fun to drive. Sometimes a bit sketchy on like lower downforce setups. Oof, but yeah, so far. Since the tire update, I enjoy the Corvette much more. Before that, with the old tire model, the Corvette was like completely weird to drive for me. But now I actually enjoy the car. But it's the total other way around with the Acura. 2 seasons ago, I raced almost the whole season with the Acura. It was a great car to drive. And this season I'm completely lost. Yeah, I mean, the Acura feels like a very safe mid-engined GT3 car to me. But of course that depends on the setup. But yeah, I would like to have a second different feeling car. I would also probably go for a front engine GT3. And there the options both are very good. I really enjoy the Mustang and the Merc a lot. I have to say the BMW feels a bit boring at times for me. But BMW is always safe and fast at a lot of tracks. If you want to go for that.
You got a penalty for cutting the cord.
Other than that, I think the Ford Mustang is a bit more oversteery than the Merc a lot of times. So but just like it feels a bit more agile than the Merc. But not by a lot, just a little bit. But both the Merc and the Mustang feel great. Both are great cars. I mean, you have to get used to the visibility out of the Mustang. You see, it's quite a bit different. But I think it's not a problem when you're like getting used to it. But you don't see that much. And also sound-wise, the Merc and the Mustang both have great sounding engines. But I prefer the Mustang a little bit in terms of sound. When the Mustang came out, it was suffering quite a bit from lift-off oversteer at some tracks. But this season I haven't had a problem. Of course, that's also like a setup thing. So if you're good tuning setups, then you can tune out certain characteristics. Okay, I think this is my second lap. Tires are still cold. Oh, but the first lap already at 2:01. And let's see. Hi, Granturismo. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome to the stream. I'm already in the midst of testing the last car that I own. In iracing, I'm not going to test the Lambo and the Audi because I don't own them. I do own the old Audi. Thank you for hitting the bell, Dan. Really appreciate that. Thanks. Okay, now I've got to brake. I looked at my delta setting. It was set on
Slow down. You got a
optimum lap.
penalty for cutting the cord.
Okay, let's get rid of this slowdown. But so far, also the Mustang doesn't feel sketchy. It's pretty safe. Okay, now the tires are also warming up, so the next lap should be already comparable. Here we go. I left it a bit early for this corner here. I still have to watch the track guide for this one corner specifically. I think it's fine to stay in 5th gear here. Yeah, that wasn't too bad, I guess. But with dirty air, this will all look quite a bit different, I guess, tomorrow when we're racing here. Sound of the Mustang is just great. Oh, overbraked a bit. Wanted to oversteer. There we go.
That was your fastest lap
2
of the
minute
session.
175. A bit too late again for the apex, but time-wise still fine. Oh yeah, I gotta tell you, maybe CEO was right, the Mustang. Okay, got a bit slidey there, but I also stepped a bit too much on the throttle. Oh no! Off track, big off track. Messed up the corner. Let's give it one more go. Are you just here, Merc number 1? I think everybody who has their money on the Mustang It's... Oh yeah, look at this traction. And that wasn't even a good lap. Yeah, lost a bit again.
New fastest lap for you.
There we go. Yeah, it's good news if you only own the Porsche and the Mustang. I think that's also like a great pair of cars. They are both pretty unique and quite different from each other to drive. You just have to watch. Maybe fourth gear is not a bad idea here. Yeah, it has tons of grip. Feels. Here we go. Also out of this corner. I hope I don't smoke the tires in the race tomorrow. Here we go, look at this delta. Oh my god. Let's go, Mustang. Whoop whoop.
That was your fastest lap of the
Oh.
session.
I'm sorry, CEO. A bald eagle just flew overhead. Yeah, I heard it. Who was the bald eagle from Matt Malone's stream? Who helped me through this lap here? 1 minute 59.497. Let's lock that in. Oh, quite surprising. Yeah, he would have loved that. And it was a clean lap also, so no off track whatsoever. 9 point. Feeling a blast. All good. A lot of GT3 cars are great. And I also enjoy the Merc a lot of times. But here the traction of the Mustang just felt too great. It really was like fun to wrestle the Mustang around here. And it was always pretty safe. Just had one moment, I guess, where I overbraked a bit, but I think other than that, it was pretty nice actually. Whew. Okay, I think this is it for today. If you have someone that I should rate, please write it in the chat. Right now I'm not sure which streamer I should rate, but First off, thank you everyone for watching again. I had a blast streaming and chatting with you. Thank you so much for the resub, and thank you for the follows today. Yeah, thank you. It's good to hear that it was entertaining. Yeah, thank you for the follows. And also thank you for the follow, Doc Gonzo.
Doc Gonzo 502
Have a
is now following.
good rest of your Monday, wherever you are. Thank you to each and every one of you. And I will be streaming tomorrow at about lunchtime, Central Europe Standard Time. And in the evening again, so like the same time I started today. So tomorrow I will first time try to do a longer stream, or streaming 2 times a day. Thank you, Gonzo. I hope the races will go well. I will see tomorrow. Tomorrow I will start racing here at Silverstone. So I really don't know. No one is online today due to raid. So I guess I'll just turn off the stream. So thank you, bye bye, and I hope you tune in again soon. Bye bye.